Ladies and gentlemen, let me inform you all that PhonePe is launching Indus App Store, an app store that will actually get to provide app developers and Indian consumers a distribution and discovery experience that is localized and truly made for Bharat. So let's actually get to embark on this journey and let's find out more from Priya Narasimhan. So with that, Priya, I'm going to hand over the stage to you in the next couple of minutes and let's have you share your thoughts.
Hi, everyone. I think we had a super engaging discussion on Bharat, and I didn't have time to conclude. So I think I'll use this to start with a conclusion there. I think Bharat is exploding. We heard consumers are aspirational. Consumers need to be reached in a different way today. Every consumer out there is tech savvy, and marketing has to be done in a different way, and we need to use tech tools to actually reach that audience. So on that note, I think shifting from what the consumer wants and what the consumer needs to actually what has enabled everything in India. So if we look at the data here, I think India today is the second largest smartphone market in the country. There are 700 million users with smartphones. People like you and me actually spend 5 hours a day on this device, which all of us have. And this number, I think the world is looking to us to see how the smartphone market is exploding. And we are going to 1 billion users actually by 2026, which is a staggering number, if you think about it. And what has enabled all this is actually internet usage. But what is the catalyst there is actually affordable data. Today, consumers from the depth and breadth of the country, length and breadth, are actually consuming about 20 GB data per month, which is only increasing. It's not going down. What does it mean if you give a smartphone in a user's hand with so much data? He's downloading a whole lot of apps. Today, India is actually on the world stage as the highest in terms of app downloads in the country, which is at about 30 billion. And that's about 25% of the global market share. And the interesting phenomenon which is emerging is that increasingly, these downloads are actually moving to homegrown apps, which is great. It's not just the global apps like the WhatsApp and the Facebook we're talking about, but it's moving to the homegrown apps. Now that the consumer has this mobile phone and downloads a lot of apps, here we're all sitting as marketeers. So what are the challenges that the marketeers face in reaching this consumer? And in this app economy, can we address some of that? So today, like we just saw the data point, that we are the largest app download market in the world. One interesting anecdote there is about 104 of the 200 top apps are actually Indian apps today, which is great, and this is only going to grow. But as consumers, today we have choices for everything, choices for dating, choices for shopping, choices for payments, choices for banking. But we actually have only a single app store to download all these apps, 30 billion apps that we're talking about. We have repeatedly since morning heard about how do you talk to the consumer in the way he wants to hear you. In his own language, maybe deliver in a different way. I think we are getting better, but I think hopefully there's a lot more innovation coming there. The other thing today that as an app store market we face is, and a lot of apps emerging phases, 30% commissions. Do we need it? We are a very high growth startup economy. Do we need that yet? And one other data point, and this is from the Android market, there are about 70,000 apps which are actually downloaded, which are actually going live on a monthly basis. So where do our homegrown apps actually get discovered? How do you get discovered? Or do you have to spend crazy amount of marketing dollars to actually just enable that discovery? Just articulating some of the challenges. So what did we do at Indus App Store, and that is a PhonePe company, is we decided that we will embark on building India's largest mobile app store. And this we will do by actually delighting app developers, consumers, and marketers alike. So introducing, I think India Ka App Store is what we want to call it, Indus App Store. And here we are building for the diverse needs of our incredible users from the length and breadth of the country and hoping to solve for developers, users, and marketers. Just one thing that we're not new to this business. In fact, Indus OS, which was our acquisition as PhonePe, has been in this business for about 10 years. And they used to power the Galaxy Store, the Samsung Galaxy Store, which a lot of us would have used. Interesting data point there. Apparently, 30% of Samsung Galaxy users actually have never opened the Google Play Store. So if you give the consumer the right experience, I think the consumer sticks to you. Now, what do we offer at Indus? I think Indus App Store, it is our endeavor to build a product, and this will evolve. We'll have to learn the right market fit. But a few things we believe are gaps in the market and we can solve for first is again language. So we bring to you Indus Discover. And here I think I will draw your attention. We talked about a lot about content, data, vernacular, but I'll just put it in perspective of numbers. So first, based on Google research, 9 out of 10 Indians today actually consume content in local languages. All of us are marketeers here, and if you look at the growth of vernacular advertising over the last couple of years, it has been growing 20 to 30% year on year. In addition to that, I think the conversions data shows that if a consumer actually consumes in the local language, the conversion is about 1.5x of what he does in English. To top it all, these are facts. How the growth is expected. So people are expecting that growth in regional languages are going to go up 5 to 6x of that in English. Knowing everything we know about language, and also, I think in India, I think language is just not just a bunch of data points, but I think it's about not just communicating in a local language. For us, our culture, our rich cultural narratives actually flow through language, which means that we need to not just communicate to your users in their local language, but actually connect to the users and present to them different creations in native languages. So what have we tried to do here is that at Indus App Store, through Indus Discover, we are ensuring that marketeers and developers, they can actually build and actually present their creations to the consumer in 10 native languages. Coming to next, Indus Engage. I think we've talked about video, I think, from the morning. Putting it in numbers, short format videos, which I think we spoke about earlier also, is going to be, there are going to be about 650 million consumers who are going to be consuming short format content. Now, why is this important? Let's say developers or marketers like yourselves, if you could give the consumer a little sneak peek into what he would expect before actually committing to that download and paying for the download, I think that'll be great opportunity for all of us. So we're giving you Indus Engage, which is an opportunity to get the user to actually get a preview of the app through short format videos and hopefully decide whether he needs it or not. And what this enables is that there are no guesses for the consumer, no user heartbreaks as to kya aa gaya, and then you go actually uninstall the app. And from a marketer perspective, I think no funnel drops. So what we will promise is building out a seamless, immersive preview experience for the consumers so that the messages can be delivered and people can connect. This is a slide I think all of us relate to. I think everybody keeps talking about targeted marketing, personalization. I think I don't need to elaborate here. But just in the vein of Bharat, I think one interesting fact is that today, 76% of the non-organic downloads actually come from tier 2, tier 3 and beyond, which means that we need to get even more better at, like we heard in our Bharat talk, that how we're not just talking about tier 2, tier 3, we're talking about the towns. We're talking very, very personalized in terms of understanding needs and connecting with them, which means that I think targeted advertising in terms of reaching the right audience with the right message and actually building a connection becomes critical. And that is something we promise on efficiency and reaching the right folks and hopefully delivering growth. one of the last and most powerful features is actually, which is I'm most excited about, is actually Indus Accelerate. In a world where there are so many apps, how does a new app or a new entity actually make its presence felt or get discovered? So this is a program where we are building for the new apps. This is something where we will give, we're hoping to build a catalyst for any budding entrepreneur, the budding apps, by giving them benefits, by giving them disproportionate discovery on the platform, and actually helping them out in their journey. So this is about, and we at PhonePe understand this extremely well. We've been through the journey. There are a lot of challenges when you're building that growth, when you're trying to get that acquisition going. So how can we handhold and help break noise and clutter? So this is our endeavor to actually do that. Again, just reiterating, I think these are what we offer as Indus App Store when we launch. Last but not the least, on commercials, I think just putting it out there, will be 0 listing fees and 0% commissions for in-app payments. And finally, I think I would like to take this opportunity to actually invite one and all, and invite all of you to actually partner with us in this remarkable journey. As we actually try, it is our attempt to reshape the Indian tech landscape by bringing a challenger, but building a genuine homegrown product. Thank you so much. Don't know if I have time for questions. Sure. Looks like we're running out of time, so I think happy to connect offline on any questions you have on the Indus App Store.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Priya. In fact, I'm going to urge our members of the audience to please connect with Priya and her team as well. And that's the latest offering there indeed. Again, a very pioneering initiative. So I'm going to urge all of you to connect to gather more details.